Just wait a few seconds, not too long. Okay, let's kick in immediately. Welcome to this live this week. Actually, nothing new because actually we are redoing the one last week. Last week it was horrible. The environment was noisy. It was it was annoying. It was really annoying. After I watched it, I say we remove this one, and I will do a summary this week. So this is what I'm here for today. Just a reminder, a little trick I want to give you, because when we're approaching a detox, inevitably we are brought deep within, inside, and we get in touch with all kinds of feelings, sensations, emotions, and physical pain. And this is nothing wrong. This is actually the work that is happening. So we need to learn how to face that, and be excited about it. It's kind of strange. One of my masters was saying, it's like the problem with pain is that people don't like it. It's like, sounds obvious, but in fact, when understand what pain is, that is some energy that is stuck inside, that is trying to free itself. When we feel pain, it's not a bad thing, and we need to understand that as soon as possible, because this will be very, very helpful. Will speed up the process, because if we resist pain, if we resist emotions, if we have judgments on emotions, we're gonna fight it. We're gonna add some resistance, when in reality we are here. When we're detoxing or any healing process, we are there to allow these energy and motion to complete their cycle and transform. So it is very important to find a way to manage how to surf these feelings, these emotions, these pains that are coming to the surface when we're cleansing. Okay, it's like the more you give power to the body, the more it will want to clear the room. This is the first thing that the unconscious body will want to do as soon as you give him some power. This is the first thing. We clean the room. It's the same thing when we move into a new house. The first thing we do, first we clean everything before we start really having a life within. So that's important. And the trick I'm gonna give you is infallible. That sounds pretentious, but actually, if you do it, you get it. Okay, and it has to do with conscious breathing. Okay. So when we're experiencing pain or emotions, we unconsciously there is a breathing pattern that is given to us. We're raptured. We're raptured by a certain type of breathing. We don't realize that. If we're worrying, if we're scared, if we're frustrated, if we get depressed, if we're in doubts, if all these it's not the same breathing pattern that applies to all those emotions. Okay? And they will keep you. If you're not aware of the breathing pattern that is occurring at that moment, you will be manipulated by that emotion, and then that's what keeps us actually in a vicious circle. If we're not aware of the breath, we're just doing a cleansing process, physical, emotional cleansing. It comes to the surface. The unconscious perceives it as there's something real happening. So, even if you're just taking beautiful enzyme, whole food plants, powerful, designed to heal you, and then it moves something inside, and what comes to the surface is anger, frustration, or fear, or worries, or whatever emotion that comes to the surface, you will think that it's real. That it has to do with what is going on right at this moment, and you will find the reason among the things that are happening around you to justify that emotion, when in reality it has nothing to do with what is happening right at this moment. It is the past. It is something that was covered, buried inside, that through the process of cleansing comes to the surface. And it's a beautiful thing. This is what we want, actually. Oftentimes, when we approach a cleansing, we're just expecting physical matter, gunk to come out. And this is fine. Yeah, absolutely. It has to come out. But be mindful, because as you take physical gunk out, there are some emotional blocks, emotional bundles that were trapped inside that will be freed and revealed and will come to the surface with the intensity that it had, either if it was one event in the past and that was, you didn't know how to deal with it, and you closed down around it and you kept it inside, not knowing what to do with that. It will come with the same intensity. And imagine if it's a pattern that you have, it will come with the intensity and the accumulation of that same type of emotion that you've gathered all throughout all those years. So it can be quite intense, but it's totally safe, because this energy is actually trapped power. To keep holding it inside sucks. It really sucks your energy 24/7 all year round, because it's like a ball that you're keeping underwater. You cannot stop. Otherwise, the content of that energy is movement. It wants to move, no matter the flavor. It wants to move, and it wants to move every nanosecond. It doesn't sleep at night. It just wants, and that's why sometimes we're having like strange dreams. We do and this is valuable as well. We can process a lot of emotion through the night, through dreaming. But we spend much more time awake, and when these emotions come to the surface, it's very, very important to have some tool so we can face it and ease the process, work with the process. The energy is opening. It's fantastic. It's like, this is what we want, but actually it's kind of all the things that I don't like that come to the surface, right? So we still, if you understand it, you know that you're not risking anything. It's totally safe. It's actually not safe to keep it inside, because your energy is like you're spending. It's like a hole in your bucket of energy. It's every nanosecond is like there's a leak of your energy, because you're holding and you're holding and you're holding, and then suddenly you say, oh my God, I'm aging. I don't have that power. I don't have that energy anymore. It's probably age, and actually this is not okay. This is how we just sweep the problem under the carpet. but it's not about age. You can keep kicking no matter how old you are. You will kick in different ways, of course, as you age, as your interest will be different, but definitely you want to recover that power, and you will, as soon as you learn how to face those emotions and to allow those emotions, the whatever pain that are coming to the surface. Okay, so it's a positive thing when it comes. So when we're facing this, we're cleansing, and suddenly one day we just wake up and all this whatever, there's an emotion that is there that we cannot identify, because normally it is the normal us, the normal me that wakes up in the morning. Either I'm anxious, either I am worried, either I am all over the place. You know, it's the me that wakes up, and it feels so normal and so natural. But that morning it will be amplified. So if I'm the angry type, I will be pissed at everything, and there's something that is happening or not happening, because we hear that, you know, it's like, what is going on? It's like, it's not working. I didn't go to the toilet. There's someone is angry about this, you know, and it didn't come out, you know. Did I do? Another one say, did I do anything wrong? Or, you know, is it, oh, maybe it didn't work. I skip a sachet and it doesn't work. You know, all these kind of patterns. It's you, and it's me. It's our normal, regular self that is just kicking. So if we are mindful, we will realize that for every single emotions, there is a specific breathing pattern. Okay? If you worry, okay, you will not breathe the same way as when you're angry, or when you're depressed, or when you're hyper excited, excessively joyful. You will have different breathing patterns that are playing in the background, and that you may not be aware. For example, when we're scared, when we're afraid, we don't realize that we actually inhale much more than we exhale. So there's a lot. There's a lot of inhale and a very shallow exhale. We don't let go. We're afraid to let go. We just but we take in and we take in, and we get cold, and we're trapped into that emotion. We don't realize that we're trapped by this breathing pattern. The same thing with sadness, depression, or the discouragement is the inhale. There's more inhale, and we get cold, and we get like our extremity gets cold, and so this breathing pattern is constantly there, associated with this feeling of depression. With anger and impatience, for example, it's different. It's the opposite. There's more exhale in that pattern. There's more like there's more exhale and very little inhale, and we insist, and we become red, and we become hot. You know, impatience, the same thing. There's a lot of a long exhale and a very shallow inhale, and we become red and we become hot. And our mind, if it's not mindful, will just create a story with whatever is happening around us at this moment. We will blame our environment. We will justify our feeling with our environment, when in reality this feeling is self-generated. It's totally self-generated by the breathing pattern that took control of us at that moment. You know, it's like actors use that all the time. If you're a little familiar with that, the actor studio, it's a method that the actor use where they kind of embody the body posture. They will embody the breathing pattern, the contractions. You know, all this physical means will help that actor to experience as if it was real the emotions that is paid to play, right? So, but in real life, I never met anyone who want to be angry all the time, who want to be worried all the time. We all seek for happiness. We all seek for comfort. And what is this? And this is energy moving. This is the outcome. This is the word we put to happiness. Its energy is moving, is flowing, is fluent, is just going everywhere, and it creates a feeling of balance, a feeling of bliss. And this one as well as a breathing pattern. And this one will be very useful for the rest of your life if you remember it. And I call it the breath of happiness. The breath of happiness. So it's something that you're gonna have to tune in as soon as you feel it, as soon as you catch yourself or being angry or being into building stories and getting into our internal madness. As soon as you catch yourself, you can immediately apply the breath of happiness. It's a trick. Okay, and it's also a way to reprogram ourselves to face the different energies that in life, the different weathers that comes from within, but also the different situations that come from from outside. This we cannot change these things. These things are just occurring. The weather is there. The universe balances itself through different kinds of weather, and this will not change. This is nature, and we are also nature. So we want to learn to face that. And the breath of happiness, what is it? It's a breath that is full, that is complete. That it takes, there's an inhale that is filled completely, that is calm and fills the body. It's a long, complete inhale, as if you wanted to spread all this feeling, as if you wanted to this piece of life that life is offering you right at this moment, no matter how you call it, even if you call it scarcity, if you call it whatever, depression, whatever. This is the gift of life that life is giving you right at this moment. And you will understand when later maybe what I mean, that it is a gift, because it is a power. It's a stuck power. And as soon as you will learn to free that power, then there's a wisdom associated to it, there's a lesson associated to it, and there's a feeling of a blissful feeling of that energy that suddenly starts to move and feeds you life and become like a creative power. So this is why all the wise ones who came before the masters just say, the healing comes with unconditional acceptance. Unconditional love is the active ingredient of the healing pill of life. So, but it is expressed through breathing, through an unconditional acceptance of what is, through a complete, unconditional inhale. You take it all, whatever is there at this moment, you take it all. And whatever you've been taking, that you've been handling, you've been embracing, this part you can let go. And this is the exhale. is the total exhale, is the total surrendering, is the total letting go consciously. And then another inhale, whatever is, as if this feeling that you have, this emotion that you have, you would have to accept it for eternity. Not kind of, you have 5 minutes to go. I do the breath of happiness and you have 5 minutes to, you know what I mean? Outline. I did it. He told me this works and you should go. And in 5 minutes. This is not how it works. This is you trying to control and using new age tools to actually control life. Healing is about embracing life. It's about taking life as it comes and expanding your capacity to feel life in its wholeness. This is healing. It's not like one day it will be only sunny. This is not reality. It will have always this kind of movement in nature that will change. The outer nature, the weather, and the inner nature, your internal weather. So it's not about like one day I don't want to feel that energy anymore. One day I don't want to feel this depression, this sadness anymore. This is the wrong attitude and it will lead you nowhere. It's about one day this depression, I'll be able to handle it and still be happy. One day this fear will still go through me and I will be able to handle it and I will still be happy. And I will still be relaxed and the energy will still flow. That means that energy, when it will move through me, I will be able to stay open and allow it to move through, teach me something and go. This is what mastering life is about. Is about embracing it unconditionally and letting it go also unconditionally. Surrendering. So this is the breath of happiness. This is full inhale and complete exhale. Full inhale, complete exhale. As soon as you will adopt this type of breathing, you will realize that you can't think anymore. You cannot tune into your breath and embrace the present moment and think, because you cannot think about the present moment. You can think about the previous second and the future second, but you cannot think about the present moment. You can only feel. And this breath of happiness allows you to jump into this vehicle that tunes you to the present moment. As you inhale consciously and exhale consciously, you cannot think. You can only feel. And whatever you feel, if you embrace it with the following breath, and you let it go. And this is the training, and this is how we detox emotionally all along a physical detox. Inhaling, embracing, exhaling, letting go. Without a timeline, without, deciding how long it should last and how long you should be back into your blissful state. It will have to expand. You will need to give a moment to your energy to refine. Remember that you've been clogging your system. You've been locking some energies in, and it's been stagnating. So when you release it, don't expect that it's a blissful feeling. It's like you just have a stagnant water. You have a pond and you have a dam that is blocking, that you cannot shake the water because whoa, it's just like it smells bad. It's been stagnant for years, but now you really decide to let this water purify, and you lift up the dam. So the first whiff that you're gonna get is not a nice whiff. It's not something that necessarily will smell, will smell good immediately. It will take some time for that energy to move, to refine, to purify on the riverbed, and get back to a drinkable state. So understand that. Give yourself that time. Hope you find inside yourself the power to, because it's a mind thing. You find the power, you find the willpower to go through that purgatory. This moment where you allow the energy to move and you say, oh my God, this is, and the mind kicks back, says, I don't like it, it's like I embrace it, but actually I don't like it, and then you come back to your breath, and then there's come and go, a constant come and go, and this is the practice. This is the practice. This is inevitable. Every masters have been going through this moment of giving it a try and stepping out and oh my God, and getting trapped and coming back and falling, coming back, falling, coming back. It's constantly it's part of the training. You have to do it. You have to do it. But I tell you, if you practice this will become such a tool that you will be able to apply at every moment of your life forever. This will be one of the most practical tool you have been given. Because if you get into practices, into Qigong practices, yoga practices, you will see that, okay, there's a lot of external thing and the movement and all this, but it's all about the breath. It's all about cleansing channels, opening channels, and working with the breath. If you hold your breath, nothing is happening. You may become very flexible and be able to put your legs behind your head, but it doesn't mean that emotionally that anything will have necessarily opened. It will have become like longer, more flexible, but not, at the energy level, at the emotional level, there won't have been any progress. So it's very important that you tune in to your breath, and that you apply this tool as much as you can, and it will work. And this, as I say, constantly coming back. You fall, you get trapped. I say, oh my God, I'm just detoxing. How can I, there's nothing to blame, and I'm still blaming on all kinds of things, So get back to yourself as soon as possible, and tune into this simple exercise. Inhale fully and exhale completely. Inhale, embrace life. There's no better life for you than this life showing up right at this moment. We don't know about tomorrow, what kind of life will show up, but at this moment, to stay in the moment, you need to process what life is giving you. Otherwise, you will add more tension inside if you're trapped by other breathing pattern. That will keep you in a vicious circle. So I hope this is useful for you. Let me see if there's any question. Yeah, Svetlana, yes, I find myself thinking too much, very active mind. Even when I breathe consciously, I manage to think and can never, I don't know, I can't read the whole message, but I get your point, and I totally relate to that, and everybody who practice will relate to that. Okay, we all have a very active mind. We call it the monkey mind, right? It's all over the place, and the more you tell your monkey stop playing, he thinks you want to play. Yeah, so it's like as much as you're gonna put your focus and try to control your very active mind, it will not work. The monkey will get crazy and will say, "Oh, how cool is that? She plays with me." Okay, no, you need to tune back in, and one breath at a time, one conscious breath at a time. As I say, if you can do one inhale, conscious, one exhale, and then you do two, I tell you, if you can do 3 in a row without being carried away by your mind again, you have a great potential. You will succeed very rapidly. So let me give you a practice. Okay, an official practice to train your mind like this. To count your breath. So inhale, 1 inhale, 1 exhale. 2 inhale, 2 exhale. 3, and then and then you see something is happening in your mind, and then you drift away, and then, oh my God, you wake up 5 minutes later and you're completely in another country, driving in a car on the beach or whatever, or another nightmare. You've been carried away by your mind. It's okay. You didn't fail, okay? You don't fail until you don't come back to the practice. So from there you come back, but start to 1. 1 inhale, 2. The day you'll be able to reach 100, you'll be fine. Okay, so you play with this. Count your breath at first. Okay, that will be very, very useful as a first step to face that. Okay. Any other question? I think that's pretty simple. It doesn't really create any. Just apply it, and in the group, just give me some comment, or come back here on the Facebook page and bring more comments for people who will watch it later, so they can be motivated and encouraged to give it a try. Okay. So it was good being here today, and next Friday, well, my Friday, Taiwan Friday, Australia Friday, USA, Canada, you still on Thursday. So next week, okay, in 7 days exactly. Okay, see you then. Bye bye.